I'd like to welcome y'all back to another episode of Beyond the Fear podcast, the place where you come for motivation, inspiration, uplifting, and overall positive message. I'm your host, DJ. And man, today I just want to talk about asking for help. And this message is for everybody, but especially for those people who, like me, find it hard to ask for help or feel like they're less than if they're asking for help or feeling like, you're supposed to do certain things in life by yourself. And that may be true, but just understanding like when you know that you're overwhelmed, when you know that you can't handle it, it is okay to ask for help. And, I know that there are so many people right now who are drowning, and they may have lifelines out there and they're just too afraid or too prideful to ask for help. Ask for the help. If you needed to hear it, if you needed confirmation, whatever, I hope that this message gets to you. Ask for the help. Go get the help. If you know that you're being overwhelmed, if you know you're struggling to handle whatever it is that you're trying to handle, if it's day to day stuff, if it's a specific thing at your job, whatever it may be, go get the help. Go ask for the help. Get the help that you need to achieve what you need to achieve. There's no sense in continuing to drown, continuing to make life harder than it has to be because you have this thing in your head that, oh, I got to do it by myself, or, oh, I'm weak if I ask for help. Whatever it is that's holding you back from asking for help, or it may be something like you don't think that people are going to be able to help you or they're going to be willing to help you. You just never know. There may be people who have the exact tools, the exact knowledge, the exact experience that you need that you need, but because you're not willing to ask, because you assume that you're going to either say no or they're not going to be able to help, or like I said, you feel like you're going to be considered weak or looked at as whatever the case may be. We all need help. There's nobody who hasn't gotten help along the way. Yes, you're gonna hear people tell you like, yeah, I got it on my own, I did it by myself. But if you really pull the layers back and you really look, I can almost guarantee that at some point, somewhere, they got help along the way, whether it's advice from a mentor, whether it was some money from this person, from that person, some type of help from somebody at some point, because we all need help. We can't do everything alone. One thing I'm learning about us as far as like, as humans, we are social creatures. So we are designed to, or at least that's what I hear, that we're designed, to work in groups, to be social. So stop struggling in silence, and again, this is a message to myself and to anybody listening to who are going through similar things. It's okay to ask for help. You are not weak for asking for help. Um you are not less than for asking for help. Honestly, you're very strong for recognizing the things that you can do and the things that you can't do, or at least the things that you can't do alone. And once you realize that, go get the help that you need. I think that we have to start changing our perspective on the way that we view weakness, or what weakness is. And I don't think asking for help when you genuinely need it is weakness. I think continuing to drown or continuing to make a situation worse because you won't ask for help, I think that that's where the real weakness is. Continuing to allow your mental, your emotional, your psychological, and your physical health to to deteriorate because you're not willing to say, hey, can you help me? Hey, I need help with this. Or when people are asking you, hey, how you doing? You're not telling the truth. You're not saying, hey, I'm not doing okay. I'm struggling right now, or I'm just going through a lot right now, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, all of these things. Be honest with your people, be honest with your friends, even if you think that they're not genuinely asking you how you're doing. When they're asking you how you're doing, just be real with them. And I'm not saying you got to tell them everything. You may not want to tell them everything, but if you're not okay, say that you're not okay. If you need help, say that you need help. If you're going through some things, just say you're going through some things. Like, quit trying to hide that you're struggling. We all struggle. We all go through good times and bad times. And when we go through our bad times, it's hard to go through them by yourself. Why would you want to go through them by yourself, especially if you have people who want to be there for you, who want to be there with you? Like, yes, maybe they can't change anything, but the fact that they're there with you, the fact that you know that you have somebody in your corner willing to support you, willing to listen to you, willing to motivate you and push you when you need the motivation and you need to push, willing to help you with your discipline, all of these things. If you have those type of people in your corner, utilize them. And again, because I know what it's like when you in that depression, when you in that funk, when you in that fog, you don't always want to hear those things, but that's when you need it the most. Like when you don't want to hear it, or when you're feeling like you don't care, and when you get so caught up in, just whatever it is that you're going through and you can't really see, the light. That's when you need those people to really push you and motivate you and show you, hey, or remind you, hey, you told me that every single Thursday you were going to do this. This is just me checking up on you. It's Thursday. I want to make sure that you going through with your words. That's when you need your village, you need your team, you need your people. Because one thing that I've realized, especially when doing this podcasting thing, and by the way, I know I haven't been dropping episodes. I've just been going through a lot, and I've been dealing with a lot. And it's finally at least starting to get to the point to where it's kind of, well, where it was kind of hitting me mentally and emotionally and psychologically. So I just had to kind of step away for a little bit and to kind of collect myself, because again, this is one of the reasons that inspired me to do this episode, is because I haven't been asking for help. I haven't been doing the things that I need to be doing because I'm so used to just the mindset of, you hold it all in and, you just get through it. You bury it as deep as you possibly can and you get through it. And it just caught up with me. It just got the best of me, these past couple of weeks, to where, I just haven't had it in me. I haven't had anything left. I've been putting so much mental and emotional and psychological resources into trying to bury my feelings and bury what I'm dealing with, and and to put the smile on and to act like everything's okay, that I just, kind of just didn't have anything left to give. I didn't have any energy or anything to get on this camera and talk about, so had to give myself a quick reset and, come on here. And I just want to tell people, like I've been saying this whole episode, ask for help, utilize the people around you. You never know what the people around you are capable of until you give them a chance to show you what they're capable of. So talk to them, reach out, let them know. And again, I understand, hey, you can't tell everybody everything, but whatever you do feel comfortable talking about with whoever you're talking to, talk to them about it. Let them know what's going on. They may be able to help. They may be able to put you in contact with someone who can help. They may be able to put you in contact with a group of people who are going through something similar. Who knows what they can do? But, it's better than just holding it in and destroying yourself on the inside because you feel like speaking out or talking about it makes you weak or makes you less than, it or people are going to talk about you, or whatever it is that's stopping you. Because I understand it's different for everybody. We don't all think the same way. We aren't all wired the same way. So whatever is stopping you from reaching out to those people, and again, I'm going to say it, but I understand it's not that easy. You got to let that go, whether that's pride, ego, selfishness, fear, whatever it is. You got to get the help, because it's too many of us breaking down by ourselves because we're carrying too much of a load and we're not reaching out to our people. We're not reaching out to our friends and our family and the people around us who can support us. And we're not asking for the help, that's there, and we're allowing we're allowing too many good people to go down because we're not speaking up. We're not talking. We're not saying, hey, I'm not okay. Or, you ask me how I'm doing. Like I said, even if you don't feel like it was a genuine how I'm doing, talk to your people. I'm not saying talk to a stranger who's asking you how you doing. I mean, now, if you like to open up like that, cool. But I guess if you did like to open up like that, you wouldn't be in this category. But Again, when your friends and your family, especially the people in your circle that you feel comfortable talking to, that you gotta tell them what's going on. You gotta let go of this. If it's the pride, if it's the ego, if it's fear, whatever it is, you gotta let that stuff go, especially if you know that you're breaking down on the inside and you know you're getting to your breaking point and you're going to crumble if you continue to hold on to this pressure. You know that you're buckling under the pressure that you're putting on yourself because you're trying to do every single thing alone. You gotta let whatever that is that's holding you back from talking, whatever it is that's making you feel like you can't talk or you don't want to talk, or the worst is going to happen if you talk, whatever it is that's got you thinking that, or that's got you held in this place where you're destroying yourself. You have to let that go because it is okay to ask for help. That is the message for today. It is okay to ask for help. There is nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing weak about asking for help. It doesn't make you strong just because you can do certain things by yourself. I think having the courage to ask for help, having the understanding and the wherewithal to understand, I know that I can't do this by myself. I know that certain things, certain parts of my journey, I need help because I'm not where I need to be, what in whatever part of my life, to handle this on my own. I think that there's strength in that. I think that there's strength in, again, being able to ask people for help when you're going through something that makes you vulnerable, but realizing I can't go through this by myself. I can't get through this alone. I need help. I need my people around me. I need my team to show up for me. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That is the point of having a team. That's the point of having the village, the family, is for them to show up in your time of need, in your time of hurt, in your time of being down. You have those people around you. But, you know, and I've had to have several of these conversations with people. You can have all the people in the world around you, but if you're not asking for the help, if you're not letting them know what's going on, then it doesn't matter because they can't be there for you. And that was something that I had to realize, is like, I have good people around me. I have uh a great village around me, but I'm not doing my part, which is letting them know, hey, I'm going through it right now. I really need y'all. I really need help right now. And that's where I was messing up because I wasn't doing my part, which is to let my team know, to let the people around me know, hey, I'm struggling. I know it feels like I don't care. I know it feels like I'm distant, or I don't care about this friendship, or whatever the case may be, or I'm not trying to hang out, whatever, however it is that you feel about it, I can understand it. But the truth of the matter is, I'm just struggling. I'm hurting. I'm going through some things right now, and I don't know how to deal with them. And now it's starting to spill over into other parts of my life because I'm trying to do it alone instead of reaching out to you guys and telling y'all what's going on so that there's understanding. I'm just trying to hold it all in and hold it all together and put on this brave face because that's what I've been taught. That's what I saw growing up. So that's how I feel you're supposed to handle it. And even though I know that that's not the right way, again, it's just my default setting because I've done it for so long. So I'm doing my best to do better with how I handle, when I need help, how I handle when I'm struggling, when I'm stressed, when I'm triggered and things like that, is trying to do my best to lean on people. It isn't the easiest thing to do for me, again, because of how I was raised and the mentality that I have. But I also realize that my mentality is holding me back. But I can't sit here and continue to blame the things that I saw growing up because I'm grown now and I know that I need to make, because I know better now. I have to do better, and I can't continue putting the blame on my childhood. It was cool, when I didn't know any better because, when I thought that this is how things are done. But now that I know different and I know better, I have to do better. And so this is me fighting, every single time, or at least trying to fight every single time to do better. And and I guess this is the importance of this message, is because I know that I'm not the only one going through this. I know I'm not the only one fighting through whatever battles, whatever struggles you're going through, and you're trying to do it alone because you feel like that's the right way, you feel like that's the only way, because you feel like no one will care on the level that you care. And maybe that's true. Maybe no one will care as much as you care, but that doesn't mean that people don't care at all. That doesn't mean that people won't show up for you. That doesn't mean that people won't do their best to try to be there for you, but you have to give them the opportunity to do that. You have to give them the chance to show you that they care, to show you that they want to be there, to show you that you matter to them. You have to give them the opportunity. You have to open up and talk to them and let them know what's going on, because holding it in is only hurting you. That's all you're doing, is hurting yourself, especially again if you know that you are crumbling on the inside, you're buckling from this pressure. You gotta talk to your people. You gotta ask them for grace, ask them for understanding. Again, just let them know why you've been so distant, or why you've been so dismissive, why you've been so quick to say no to this and to that. Just let them know that you're struggling. Let them know that you're going through things. Let them know that, hey, it's not you. I'm really just battling stuff on the inside. And man, I don't feel like, it's hard for me to smile. It's hard for me to have a good time. It's hard for me to get out of my situation and get out of my head to enjoy, spending time with you guys. You know what I'm saying? I like to be in a certain type of mental space when I'm around y'all, because I love smiling. I love bringing a certain type of energy. But because of everything that I'm going through and the amount of pressure that it's putting on me, I don't think I can lift it up high. Don't think that I can lift myself up high enough to put that smile on. I think that all of my resources are going to whatever I'm going through. It's hard for me to smile these days. And you just never know, man. They may, instead of going bowling, they may say, hey, well, we finna come sit down with you and we gonna talk. We just gonna be there for you. We just gonna listen. We gonna whatever. You just never know what your team is going to do, what your village, what your people are going to do for you, until you start opening up and telling them about what's going on and allowing them the space to be there for you. You have to create that space for them to be there for you. So you have to start letting them know what's going on. And again, I know that I'm saying this and I know that I'm talking as if it's the easiest thing to do, but like I said, I'm battling with this too. So I know for a fact how hard it is when, again, your mindset has always been, I can do this on my own. I can handle this. I don't need you, or I don't need this person, not in a negative way, but just saying, hey, I can do it. I got this. And it's okay to admit that you don't, but you have to admit that you don't. You have to be willing to say to yourself, I can't handle this by myself. I just can't do it. As much as I want to, as much as I would love to, as much as I think that, this is how it should be handled, I can't do it by myself. And that is okay. Let me say that is okay. It is okay that you can't handle everything by yourself. You're not supposed to. I know people tell you, hey, be independent. Hey, do it on your own. But understand the difference is, I think that you can be independent about a lot of things and still need help with certain things, understanding that certain things you can't do by yourself. There are going to be certain things that require a certain level of skill or a certain type of experience or a certain type of knowledge that you just may not have. And that is okay. Go get the help that you need. There is nothing wrong with asking for help. There is nothing wrong with acknowledging that you need help. That's all. It's all normal. It's all a part of life. And I get it, because again, the way that some of us are raised, we're not raised that way. We're raised, hey, you figure it out on your own, because you're all that you have. You came into this world alone. You're going to die alone. So you have to figure things out. And there are people who genuinely believe that, like, that's the way they live life. And I'm not here to say whether that's right or wrong. I'm just talking to those people who understand, hey, I need people. I need a village. I need a team, because I am struggling with things that I can't do by myself. Go get the help. There's absolutely nothing wrong with needing help and asking for help. I think that there is something wrong with understanding that you need help, but you're not asking for it. And you would much rather crumble, and you would much rather go through situations way longer than you have to, because you didn't want to ask for help. You could have been out of situations way sooner if you had just asked for help. I think that there's something wrong with that. I don't think that there's anything wrong with realizing that you need help and then going to ask for help. Now I also think that there's something wrong with you not even trying, and you try to get help for every single thing, or you try to get other people to do every single thing for you because you don't want to do anything yourself. I do think that there's a problem with that as well, but I'm talking about the people who genuinely tried, genuinely put their best efforts in, and it just isn't working, or they're not getting what they need, or whatever the case may be. And now it's time to ask for help. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with realizing that, hey, I need help. I've tried to do it on my own. I've tried to the best of my abilities to get it to work a certain way, but it's not doing what I needed to do. And now I need to reach out to somebody and get the help that I need to get to where I want to be. I think that that's a beautiful thing. I think that that's strength. I think that that's courage, because I can understand, especially from people who think like I think, how hard it is to ask for help, how hard it is to even admit I can't do this by myself. So again, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but what I'm saying is that it's worth it, because once you start to get those people around you who start to help you, and now you can take some of that mental, emotional, psychological, and physical burden off of yourself, and you can now put that energy into something else. You'll realize like that, like this is the right thing to do. This was the right move to make. But you have to come to that realization that you are not less than because you ask for help. You are not unworthy because you ask for help. You are human. We as humans need help with certain things. We're not going to be able to do everything by ourselves because we're not all knowing. We don't have all the knowledge in the world. There are going to be certain things in life that we just don't have the knowledge for. We don't have the understanding for. We don't have the capacity for. And that's okay. That makes you human. That makes you normal. That makes you just like everybody else. Because again, I don't care what field somebody may be in. When you go through their life, there are going to be times where they needed help and they asked for help, or maybe someone saw them struggling, saw that they needed help, and they asked them, well, Canada, do you need help? Can I help you? And it's up to them to say yes. And I'm pretty sure there have been people in your life who've asked you, because I know there have been people who've asked me, and without even a thought, I just say, nope, I don't need help. Because again, just thinking that that's the way it's supposed to go, but it's not, especially if you need help. Now, if you don't know you need help and you say, hey, I don't need help, cool, that's different. But if you know that you need help, and people see that you need help, and they're extending help and they're offering to help, and you're still saying no, okay, at this point now you just being detrimental to yourself. Now you're setting yourself up for failure. Let people help, let people in. And I get it. It's not the easiest thing to do, especially if you're a closed off person, but being closed off only gets you but so far. You're going to have to open up, and you're going to have to talk to people. You're going to have to let people in at some point, especially if you're trying to get to higher levels. You're going to have to talk to those people who've already walked the path that you're walking, who've made it to the levels that you're trying to go to. You're going to have to get with people to help pull you up. And I understand you want to climb the whole way by yourself. You want to push the whole way by yourself. And granted, you push and you climb as much as you possibly can, but there are going to be moments in your journey where you are going to have to get help, because it's required for what you need, because you're not going to be able to do every single thing by yourself. And that's okay. That's normal. And that's just my message for today. It's just, I'm going to continue to say it because people need to hear it. People need to constantly hear it. It is okay to ask for help. It is okay to need help. It is okay to understand where your limits are. It is okay to understand that you can't do certain things by yourself, or you just can't do this, period. It may be above your understanding. It may be above what you're capable of doing. That's all okay. What's not okay is realizing those things and still not asking for help. you're setting yourself up for failure. Don't sabotage what you have going on just because you want to be too prideful to ask for help, or you feel like, or you just wanted to look a certain way. You want to be able to say, hey, I did all of this by myself. For what? It's not necessary, especially if you know that you can cut down the time by asking for help, especially if you know that you can get through this tough time by getting the help that you need. And I get it and I understand it. It may be somebody right now who you know can help you, but you don't want to ask that person. You don't want them holding that over your head. You don't want to have to owe them a favor, whatever the case may be. I'm telling you, if whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is that you're fighting for, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve is worth it, if it's that important to you, you do what you got to do. And I'm not saying to sell your soul. I'm not saying to become somebody that you're not. But what I am saying is if you know that there's a resource, whether it's a friend or a family member who can help you, who can help put you in the position that you need to be in, and you don't want to do it because you don't feel like you don't like having to owe somebody. I'm someone who also feels that way. Do not like owing people money. Do not like owing people anything. But what I realize is, who cares? So what? So what that I don't like owing somebody a favor? If I have somebody who's in a blessed enough position to give me a favor at a time when I need it, that's how I need to start looking at it. Quit looking at it as what I have to do on the back end and worry about right now. Worry about the fact that you need this favor. This favor is going to help you. This favor is going to get you where you need to be. This favor is going to put you where you need to go. This favor is going to help get you back on track, get you back on your journey, get you back to doing what you need to do. Yes, at some point you're going to have to return that favor, but okay. But understand that you are in a good position where you have people who can give you that favor, who at the drop of a hat you ask, they can have that for you. They can help you with that. They can assist you in doing this thing. That's a beautiful place to be in. Don't let your pride get in the way of you getting the help that you need, you getting the assistance that you need to get to where you want to be. Because as someone who's put themselves into bad situations and stayed in those bad situations way longer than I had to, all because I wouldn't ask for help, all because I wouldn't open my mouth, all because I felt like I was the only one who could get myself out when I had people who could have helped me and I chose not to get the help. If that sounds like you, I'm here to tell you, stop. We gotta get the help. We gotta start asking for help, especially if we know that there are people in our lives and our proximity who can help us, who can help get us out of these situations. Yes, they didn't get us into these situations, and yes, it would be great if I got myself in. I should get myself out. On principle, I got it, but in reality, that isn't always the case. There are sometimes you get yourself into situations and you need other people to help get you out. If you have people who can help you, who can assist you, and yeah, they may have an attitude, yeah, they may be arrogant, yeah, they may want to hold that over your head. I'm telling you, focus on the right now. Get out of the situation, get through with the hard times, get what you need, and then you can worry about that later. You know what I'm saying? Focus on getting what you need. Focus on getting yourself to where you need to be. Again, not telling you to sell your soul, not telling you to become somebody that you're not, or to go against your morals or your principles, but I'm just telling you, if you can get out of this, if you can get out of whatever hole that you're in, whatever the depression, whatever it is, if somebody can help you get to a better place, use that help, because that in itself is just actually just that, having somebody who, again, like I said, can bless you, who's blessed enough to be able to give you a favor at any given time. All you got to do is ask. That's a blessing. That's something to be thankful for. Granted, you may not like the aftermath. You may not like their personality or their attitude that they have once they do the favor. Cool, but the fact that they're in a position where they can even do that for you is amazing. So just do what you need to do. I don't know how many other ways I could say it. it's okay to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing weak about asking for help. Do what you need to do. Go get the help that you need to get yourself out of these situations, to get yourself into a better place mentally, emotionally, psychologically, physically, spiritually, all of that. Every single area of your life. If you got people who are willing to help pick you up and lift you up, use those people. Again, not saying it in a negative way, not to overuse them, but use their help. If they're willing to help, take the help. But that's it for today's episode. I want to thank everybody for listening on whatever platforms y'all are listening on. And again, I apologize for not having episodes these past 2 weeks. I just had a lot going on. And again, a lot of that is on me, for not, reaching out to my people and getting the help that I need, or at least letting people know, like, hey, I'm going through some things, so just not having to deal with it alone. But again, just thank y'all, and I again apologize for not having an episode in these last 2 weeks. And like I said, just thank you for continuing to show up and show out for me and show me love and show me support. And to everybody watching this video on YouTube, thank y'all as well. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. And until the next time we meet, y'all already know, stay blessed.